Hello YouTube, Slacker Stacker here, and I hope you watched the video with Spencer. I know it was a long video, it was 45 minutes, but it was packed full with some really good information. Some of it we have heard from Salivate Metal, but Spencer just confirmed everything he's put out, so very interesting stuff, especially where he kind of tells you what to look for to kind of predict the spot prices and their rise and falls. And also, like, when is the best time to buy and sell. So, he's been in the business, so he knows. But anyway, after the interview, it was silver time. So, I came home with a nice little bag of goodies, and it's time to show you what these little guys are. First in there was this slabbed Buffalo. It's a 1928 Buffalo nickel. This was just something he threw in. He just, I'll just throw this in for you, you know. So I appreciate that, Spencer. That was really nice. I don't have a whole lot of Buffalo nickels, and this is the first one I've ever had that's actually in a slab. So I really appreciate that, man. But we're going to get to these silver here. And everybody knows that I love the, I'll put this up here, that I love that Benjamin Franklin half dollars, and I've collected over time, I've collected an entire tube from Spencer. Well, he started me on another tube, and here are the half dollars in this little little tube thing he gave me to carry them home and not get them messed up, because these guys are absolutely beautiful. They are all silver, and I know I'm fixing to get everybody mad at me, but I'm trying to be gentle and careful, because these are AU version 1964 Kennedy dollars, or half dollars, pardon me. But look at the luster on those things and the shine. They are absolutely beautiful. And look at that back. I've always loved the reverse of a Kennedy half. I mean, I love the presidential seal. But look at that. I mean, and every one of them's like that. They are AU versions. And I don't know how he got hold of them or where he found them. But I think he knows to set a few aside for me because he knows that I'm gonna want to make a complete tube as you know, over time. So I got, what, there was like two, three, about $4 face in the AU Kennedys. And again, I'm trying to be cautious with these. I know you guys don't like to hear these things clink, because especially in this good a condition. And I don't blame you. I don't either. That's why I'm trying to be careful. I've got another tube I'm going to put them in that's a little bit more secure. And I'm setting these. I'll set these over here to kind of keep them in frame. Okay, so I got the AU halves. While I was there, I've always admired. I've always admired the Canadian maple leaves. I've never had one. I've heard a lot about, you know, everybody fears about the milk spots and everything, and supposedly they took care of that in this year, the 2018 maple leaves. But I did find one. I think it is in just brilliant condition. I mean, look at this thing. There is not a spot on it. So there is the Queen. It is a 1999 1 ounce. It shows $5 face on it, but it's a 1999, and of course that's the Queen. Well, almost dropped it, but then the reverse is the famous Canadian maple leaf. It's out of the quadruple 9 fine silver, 1 ounce. So I'm happy with that. See, not a spot on this thing. Beautiful coin. So I'm very happy with this purchase. I mean, I've always kind of was curious about these Canadian maple leaves. I've always liked the design, and now I have one. And for, you know, $19.99 and not a spot on it, I think this one held up pretty well. That's not to say it won't get milk spots, but so far that sucker is beautiful. I went ahead and picked up a prospector round. So USA says 1984. The American Prospector has the miner on the ground there, and then the reverse is Engelhard. 1 troy ounce, 999 fine silver. I think this is pretty much my first Engelhard piece I've ever picked up, and it's in really good condition too. I mean, you can tell on the camera that it's just spectacular. So I'm very happy with that. I've always heard of I do have one other piece. I have a Prospector bar, and it has kind of a grayish finish. It's not really shiny, but this would make my second Prospector piece from Engelhard. And I'm ecstatic about that. I love having an Engelhard piece added to the stack. So while I was there, I went ahead and picked up a couple of more Silver Eagles. They're in flips. They're going to go into a tube with the rest of them that I have, but they are in really nice condition. They are both 2000, the year 2000. So I'm happy to get those. I think that will put me up to 8 now for the tube. I'm kind of slowly, every time I go in to see Spencer, I'll pick up a couple of these, and it's not very often I get to go see him. It's only after I accumulate some kind of side money and kind of let it build up a little bit before I pay him a visit with a nice little envelope. And I've never owned a peace dollar. It's huge in the collections. I've got some Morgans, but I've never had a peace dollar, and I put them in blisters. I know it probably wasn't necessary, but I like the blisters, and these aren't really going to go into a tube because I'm not going to really concentrate on the peace dollars just yet. But here is a 1926 peace dollar. There's the eagle on the back. Like I said, this is my first one. I got 2 of them. Here's the other one. It is a 1928 peace dollar. And they're not perfect condition, but they're in decent condition. I mean, you know what they are. So here are my first 2 peace dollars that I've ever collected, and they will add into the constitutional side of the stack. And then for a little bit of good measure, I am making tubes of various denominations of silver coins of the 90% constitutional. So I went ahead and got $2 face in quarters, and they range anywhere from like 1941 up to about 63, 64, and these are pretty worn, but like I said, they're just going into a tube to say that I've got a tube of constitutional quarters. And I found out I was 1 dime away from a full tube, so I went ahead and picked up just one little merc here. So I'm going to cap off that tube and call it done, and then I'll figure out what other tubes I want to try to start building in my constitutional silver pile. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. But anyway, that was my pickups after the interview with Spencer. I couldn't be more happier. I've got some really cool rounds and coins here that I'm going to add to the stack. The Silver Eagles will help go to that, and the peace dollars. I'm really happy to finally get some of those into the stack. And these AU halves, oh my goodness. I just love the look at these things. This is going to be a fun tube to build, and it's going to be a fun one to show off too. So, but anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and stack on, my friends.